Let's talk about your healthy living now, 8:15 on your Friday. Electronic cigarettes or vaping is actually, the use of it is rapidly increasing worldwide, especially among teenagers and young adults. The prime group of people who vape are people between the ages of 18 and 26. And now the latest research is showing that young people who start vaping are over 25-fold more likely to start smoking. So another way to say that is 25 times more likely to start smoking. Very interesting conversation here that we're about to have with health educator Dr. Griggs. It's a much closer look at this. You know what's interesting about it is that a lot of times it's been marketed as a good replacement for smoking. Talk about that.
Yeah, so that's originally the way it was marketed to adults, as a way to wean off of cigarette smoking. Well, what this study, it was the largest global review of young people in vaping. 56 systems, 384 studies, and consistently across the board, it showed that at a minimum, kids that start vaping earlier were at minimum three times more likely to start smoking later in life, developing bronchitis, pneumonia, asthma, even suicidal and depressive mental health issues.
So what are the qualities in the product that you think from your research are leading to those behaviors?
Well, one of the things they're attributing it to is the marketing, and that's what they want to get stricter with, is not marketing to younger folk to get them started. Turning to vaping as a coping mechanism can lead to smoking later in life, and of course that can be associated with our other mental issues that you're trying to cope with.
Wow. So is it also the oral fixation? You hear a lot of people when they try to quit smoking, they'll get on different types of gum, for example. Is that a correlation as well? So
there can be that, but then there's also nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive. It's actually a deterrent for a pesticide, for tobacco. Okay. Nicotine itself is addictive, and it triggers the dopamine pathway. Right. It gets to a point where you have to have it. So when you trigger that dopamine pathway, it becomes something that you have to have. Your body feels that it needs it for that reward system. Yeah. So turning that on earlier in life, even with a system such as vaping, can lead to other things, as cigarettes. Turning
it on earlier in life. That is such an important statement right there, because a lot of times if you do fall for the marketing, if you don't do your own research, you think, oh, it's not as bad as smoking. What is the message that you have to parents out there?
The message is that vaping isn't. Kids should not vape. It's not healthy. It can lead, the studies show that it can lead to smoking and all the bad things later in life that you're trying to avoid. Again, like I said, the asthma exacerbations, the pneumonia, the mental health issues. Sure. So kids shouldn't smoke.
When it's around them and it's becoming more normal, because it is a popular thing, and at first they were being marketed to them with these different flavors that made it taste good, right? What is the conversation with the child that may think, oh, it's no big deal, I see my friends using this?
So what needs to happen is, when I work with Stemdola, we do the lung demonstrations. We show what a healthy lungs look like, and then we show what a diseased lung look like. The body's not supposed to take in anything other than the nitrogen and the oxygen that it takes in as it exchanges carbon dioxide. Anything with any chemical in it can do damage to your lungs, so don't put damaging things into your lungs. I always have the kids say, which one do you want? You want the blue one or you want the pink one? They say, I want the healthy one. Don't smoke.
Awesome. Dr. Griggs, thank you so much as always.
Thank you.
All right, let's check in.